Yahuwah said, "You shall not lie with the male as with the woman. It is an abomination." Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. It's an abomination to him. But this man said he's willing to stand before our Father, representing his love for the things that are an abomination. Why could he say that with pride? It's because our Father is not truly a concern for people. What he has said in his word is not truly a concern. He is completely rejected in his day and hour, and most people don't even recognize it. I mean, if you just look at some of the comments in that video, I mean, they say a whole bunch of things. They are completely in support of what he said. My question to you is, do you think that these people have truly considered or even thought about whether they're going to be accepted by our Father on Judgment Day? My point is that people don't truly care and they do not know Yahuwah. And for this reason, people are going to hell. Their names are not written in the book of life, and they're going to be cast into the lake of fire. Many people are about to be hit with strong judgment in this coming tribulation. It's coming. Many people are going to die in this tribulation, and many other people are going to live during this judgment and actually led to be a part of the worst prophecy in the history of humanity that everyone has heard of and everyone knows. I mean, think about it. What person doesn't know about the Antichrist and the mark of the beast? Have you ever met people that have never heard of this? I mean, I haven't. I mean, the mainstream media is trying to allude that Trump is the Antichrist. So people know it's coming. But think about it. While the majority knows that it's coming, the whole world is still moving in the direct actions that are leading them straight to either death without repentance or receiving the very mark of the devil and worshiping this false savior. They all know it's coming, but yet the majority are still being led to it. If you think about this, I mean, really think about this, you have to consider that there must be a major misunderstanding that's in this world that many people are blinded to. It's incredibly sad, but it's the truth, and most people are not prepared for it. Again, the problem is that most people do not know Yahuwah, but they think that they do. They think that Yahuwah excuses things that he does not. Listen to this. This is from the 4th book of Ezra in the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras. It says, "Weigh within yourself what you have thought. For he who has what is hard to get rejoices more than he who has what is plentiful. So also will be the judgment which I have promised. For I will rejoice over the few who shall be saved, because it is they who have made my glory to prevail now, and through them my name has now been honored. And I will not grieve over the multitude of those who perish, for it is they who are now like a mist and are similar to a flame and smoke. They are set on fire and burn hotly and are extinguished." 2nd Esdras chapter 7, verses 59 through 61. I mean, do you know how deep that is, what he's saying? Think about all those who live in rebellion, who are not truly putting Yahuwah first, and they don't care about his will, but they believe that he cares. He's not going to grieve about them that perish. They are like a mist or similar to a flame and smoke, easily extinguished. He said he will rejoice over the few. That's the key word, few. The few who shall be saved. He rejoices over what's hard to get, not what's plentiful. He doesn't care about the multitudes who live in rebellion. He said he's not going to grieve over the multitude who perish. Now, you know, years back, I would have never guessed that. I grew up a Christian all my life, and I knew I wasn't perfect, but I always believed in Jesus. I had a good heart, but I was normal. I was like everyone else. I liked girls and I liked to have a good time, but I wasn't evil in my own eyes. I thought I was in good standing with Yahuwah, who I knew as God at the time. But I knew I needed to do better, of course. I mean, who didn't? I truly praise Yahuwah for his love and his patience with me as he dealt with me in my wicked thoughts. I mean, when I think about it now, the absolute nerve of me to believe that I knew him when I never took any kind of time to actually try to know anything about him. I thought going to church was the way that I did that, and I wasn't even really good with that. Anyways, the truth is that I never knew him. I never understood that he would even think like this. It wasn't what I had in mind when I thought of God. I never once in my life considered that if judgment came, I would not have been accepted. And even more, I never considered that he wouldn't even grieve over me because I never actually belonged to him. I never would have considered that or knew that because I never knew him. I knew what I heard about him, or I knew what I made myself believe that he was, but I never actually knew him according to his word. It wasn't until I actually read his word for myself that I had to admit that I never knew the God of the Bible. And if I had died at any time before I repented of this, I would have been cast into the lake of fire. When you go through these thoughts, it's very humbling. I had to come to him humbled like a child, like I was in elementary school and I had to learn about him from the ground floor basics, not based upon religion or what pastors and religious people were telling me to believe. I had to fix this problem of not actually knowing him because it truly troubled me. The truth is that I knew the devil way more than I knew Yahuwah. I had these Jay-Z and 50 Cent lyrics on the top of my dome. I could recite them like the scriptures. I had their way of life cemented as my way of life, but didn't know the scriptures, and I had no idea of my father or his standards. But hypocritically, I believed I was still right before him and I would be accepted by him. Do you not see the nerve of that? I mean, when I think about how it now sounds, it just sounds disrespectful. After I learned of him according to his word, I began to feel a real heaviness for the world, and it led me to pray for people in this world because, as I consider myself, I realized in my own life, I really never met anyone else who actually met this God that I was reading about. And I came from a strong Christian family, so what does that actually mean? My mother, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, none of them presented Yahweh to me ever the way I was reading about him in the scriptures. No one ever presented him to me like this. No one really even talked about him and what he wants besides believing in Jesus. And so I had to deal with reality. I knew the truth was that most people, particularly the people I knew, were going to go to hell. And because of this, I started doing what I could do to help. It first started with my family, and eventually here it is with this ministry. All because I knew that the majority don't truly know this God of the Bible. And then understanding the agendas and where the things are leading in this world, I see the blind men and women of this world literally preparing themselves for the devil. They're walking straight towards him in a direct path. Like, for example, people talking about world peace and everyone getting along. I can't even talk to those kind of people. They're finished. They have no idea what's coming to them. And I think that it's because people truly haven't considered this question that I started with, if they're going to go to hell and being judged severely when they die, and they haven't even considered what this even entails, is why so many people are not going to be ready. I mean, like with that clip from that guy, Kevin, he basically shrugged it off that if he was wrong, oh, it's not a big deal. He just deal with the consequences of it.
I'm going to take my chances with whatever happens. If he ends up being like, and I didn't like that, well, man, I thought I was going to go with love.
That type of attitude is so wrong. But here's the saddest point. Most people right now don't even know why they would be rejected. So the answer to this question would probably be, of course they aren't going to hell. I mean, the conversation about Yahuwah and his Torah is so far from people, and sometimes it's so discouraging to think about the amount of conversation I would have to go through just to get them to understand all the error and the lies. Now, that doesn't stop me if I'm led, but it still is a lot. And it's horrible when you work so hard and people still choose to reject him. People don't really understand our Father and his standards. And when they finally meet him, they're going to have a major shock. Let me show you this. You know, in that same chapter of 2nd Esdras, it says this: there is no judge above Elohim, and none that has understanding above the Most High. For there may be many that perish in this life, because they despise the Torah of Elohim that is set before them. For Elohim has given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spoke against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his Torah have they despised and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. And therefore, Ezra, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verses 17 through 25. I mean, do you understand what he's saying here? Many will perish in this life because they despise the Torah of Elohim. Yahuwah has given the world a way to know him and serve him, but they did not love him. And they chose how they were going to serve him. They even said that he was not the Most High. I think about so many people that say that Jesus is their God. They chose the level of obedience that they would have for him. You see this? He made sure that his word was readily available to all of us. In it, He has shown us what we should do to live and to avoid punishment. But what does the world do? The world is not obedient unto him. The world imagines vain things and deceive themselves by their wicked deeds. Look, he even said what I was saying, that they knew not the ways of the Most High, and they despised his Torah and did not perform his works. These people are going to be judged and rejected. And my question to you is, do you think he is talking about you here? Are you seeking him out? Do you really think you know him and understand him? Have you made him your priority? Are you treating him like he truly is the Most High? Look, I'm not your judge. No one stands before me. I'm not here to judge you. Nothing like